coulda never forget where me come from. No matter what me did, me a born Jamaican. I coulda America or I coulda England. Man, yeah, man. So I coulda never forget where me come from. No matter where me did, me a born Jamaican. I coulda Canada or I coulda Thailand. Man, yeah. Original yard man. Advanced like internet broadband. All over the world, the girls them want one. Them see the hard man and act, so we so strong. We mix up the roads, now one of we got tan. Well militant man a Spanish Tonian. We no run back.
Yeah, so people, welcome back, to the Life of King. You know what I mean? It's really a blessing to have you all again. And really appreciate you all inviting us into your living rooms, your bedrooms, into your private spaces. It's really a blessing, So we really appreciate you taking the time out to spend with us. And as I said before, remember people, we're not trying to glorify certain things. Because all that we know say, Jamaica, as we know it, need a little tweak for the better. So all we are doing right here is share my journey for help youth and ones and ones. Finna make some of the decisions, at least some, even one of the decisions them when me did make where they turn out bad. If one youth out there don't make that decision, all of this would have been successful, highly successful. So with that said, welcome again into the Life of King. Let me take a sip. Yeah. So as you know, people, me done share, say, I'm a grandfather grew me, with the late Wilsie LeFranc Facey, was a stalwart, still my idol as far as me concerned, still my example of what a man is supposed to be or meant to be as far as I am concerned. You see, so getting into it, I'm going to share now, oh, this man that have made 12 years of my life such a joy, such a blessing, ended up checking out of this life. And it is unfortunate that he checked out in a tragic manner, because I can remember freshly, the Saturday night my grandfather, because I was in St. Catherine at the time, because him did send me back down there because I wouldn't behave. I was, as far as I'm concerned, me have knocked with the wrong company. I run up and down around a Lizard Town, around a garden and Spurline. I do all of the bad things with the bad crowd, even as a youth. So him decides I'm supposed to go back a country where children learn good principles, good manners, and all these good things. And the Saturday night, we had a night for a lady that, was very close. She and her children and myself, all of them, schoolmates, we're friends. Even to today, we are still friends. And she had passed. And them had what we call in Jamaica a setup for her that night. And the Saturday night, my grandfather forward from town. But the man there is a man in the travel day at night in travel. So when he reached, it was about something about 8:30 days about. Excuse me. I remember my auntie saying to him, my mother, like a younger sister, said, Dada, you come. I'm glad they found in a bit, because we just about to leave home for go around and my pet set up. And him being the serious man, he said, I never know nothing about that setup. And I don't come for it, so you don't expect me there. Only to find out that he came for another setup. The strange things about this thing about this other setup, whenever I hear about nobody dead. But him did have a bridging. We live up a Rima. We carry him up, then he shines at the time. Him drop out now too. And Shine says some relative of his died. So being a long time Rumpanian, my grandfather most likely accompanied the man in the time of bereavement. So him go on the 9-9 with this virgin, and when him go on the 9-9, him realize that some people at the 9-9 and him just couldn't see eye to eye. Just couldn't take tea. So that being said, I know in Jamaica when them decide say to himself, say, look here, nothing what them having here, I don't want. Because my grandfather is a man, he always carry for him one little flask and he always have a little shirt pan with something for munch pan. Them man not gonna well left that. But as it life would have it, unfortunately that night, the man who bring my grandfather from Kingston go up there, they brought him a cup of soup. You know soup is a regular thing on 9 in Jamaica. The man drink the soup, everybody there sing and full dry themselves. Eventually, a second soup come to the man. And the man said to him, said to the person who delivered the soup, say, look here, I get a soup already, I don't really want no more soup. But him look around now and so I'm friend when bring from town, we are say, because I don't know if it was planned, if he was an innocent bystander in an unfortunate situation or he was part and parcel of the whole plot. But him look to my grandfather and say, we'll see you want a soup. And because the people them and this man was family, close family, my grandfather maybe, may assume, say, Master Tim says, there's no way them would have want to hurt them family, so him take the soup and drink it. Bad move. It was later realized that the soup contained grounded and pounded powdered glass, if you will. Somebody take a piece of buckle and pound it out like salt and sprinkle it in the soup. So the splinters immediately start cut up the man inside. You understand? And that is how I lose my grandfather. Him come home the next morning, and when him come home, remember him tell me, say, listen me, boy, if anybody ask you for me, tell them I'm not here. I'm going back in the city. But he was there. And he was bedridden, and my grandfather is a man that spend more than 5 minutes in a bed. You understand? And I couldn't understand why my grandfather wouldn't get out of the bed. Him send me go look bush. All kind of bush. Him tell me which bush for go and who for go check for which bush. And I bring all of the bush them come. I put on a pot. He tell me to put on the pot outside for wood fire. Boil the bush them. Those people nowadays would hear about somebody talk about boil a bath. I'm not talking about the voodoo bath now, because not all of the bath where you boil is for voodoo. Some of them is medicinal with certain herbs and spices were provided in this country by Father God for I and I. So I go get the thing them, boil them and make the bath for the man. And bathe. But all of that, and it's not just bathe, it was a steam bath. So him not really wet himself in the water. Him just cover himself while sitting over the bath pan of water, hot water, and just sweat out. However, it didn't help because I think like glass itch up in your intestines inside cannot be a pleasant thing. So he ended up in the Spanish Town Hospital, which him never last more than about 4 or 5 days. And me think it was atrocious because in that time he was in immense pain and suffering. Can't forget last time my stepfather and me go there and the man said to him, say, me stop as a little boy and I hear him and said to the man, say, Mighty, see there, we'll see there, so we'll see do everything one place. Meaning he was bedridden. So he had to use bedpans, etc., etc. People know how sickness stay. We don't have to get too graphic and, because we don't want to disgust nobody. But we want to keep it as real as possible. You see it? And him said to the man saying, in my presence, say, look here. See, I do everything one place, you know. Sometimes them vex. He was referring to the nurses or the ward assistants or whatever title these people wear would have, whose responsibility to that be for deal with that. He said there's sometimes them vex, but we'll see can do better. But one thing I know, and this was he talking, is him said, Wilsie don't roll no stone. Cross the way, and Wilsie don't lock no gate. And it was only later I realized that the man was saying that, look here, me going out like this doesn't necessarily mean that who for go out won't go out, because death's door is not closed. And him never run a stone across the gate. You understand? But it was unfortunate because I can remember when I go, follow them go, because as me say, I was a juvenile at the postmortem, and them come out and tell me, say, the doctor them say the man kidneys and inner organs were already deteriorating before him dead, because the glass I cut them up so the man are spoiled before him even dead. Can you imagine a death like that? As you know, at the hands of another. People say people wicked now and people shoot people and people do this, but don't get it twisted. Me not advocate violence and shooting people, but shooting somebody is merciful compared to where I see my grandfather got shot. You understand? Really and truly merciful. Anyway, the man passed. And, you know, come around, we had to bury him, so, you know, he was buried. But he had one sister. Her name was his mate. They were same father, same mother. And that woman I never forget, on the night of the funeral, after the funeral, I stand up out there in the night, about 7:30, 8 o'clock, and that was when it all come to me, you know, like it really come home to me, say, look here, this man gone, you're not going to see him again. And as a juvenile, I just out there by myself, I cry. And just stand up over the grave, just I look, I cry, because I ain't in the yard embarrassed, and like cemetery, I'm gone nowhere. You understand? And she come out there and see me, and she go, because she have a way for laugh, and she have one of them twitch they like where one of our past leaders used to have, and them call it Sinvitis dance. Me always say, are the most thieving and criminal people them have that something there. Because don't get it twisted, it's not about the party where the man did represent, it's about politics. Because when you say politics to me, even though I was a political activist in my day, I come to realize that politics are the same set of pickpocket and three-card man. You understand? So while one set up play pickpocket, the other set up play three-card man, and them exchange roles vice versa. So none of them for me, no cut it. Anyway, as me that said, you know, the woman come out with her Sinvitis dancer. Hey, Patrick, we know you're bright, man, and you must miss him. But no worry, come here, I carry you home. I'm going to take care of you. And make sure you go to school. I was so pleased. I was so elated. Because in them time, there's nothing to me, no matter like school. Nothing to me. Because I love school so much that I have my own little competition in my school with the one of my cousin named Vista and Leslie to see which one of us can read out every book in the library. You understand? Up to now, I don't remember which one we end up winning, or if any did win, but it was a competition where we did have. You know, because I was really, really into reading. Even now, I still like to read. You know? So I was pleased when this woman tell me, say, she going carry me and I'm going to help me school and these things. Only to find out that when I actually eventually got to school, when the September morning come, my bag had a cutlass and a file in it. While my nephew, my cousin them bag, have book and pencil and all the nice sharpeners and all the nice things. Lo and behold, from there, the lady turned me into a hired hand. She hired me out to every farmer in the community. And for the day when me did go school, me take what? I went to Geisel Secondary, the first secondary institution me go for pursue secondary education. And the only one me ever go, because I know I don't look for high school because me decide say that enough for me after that. I was so traumatized. The man give me a sky blue bush jacket and a sky blue crimpling pants where the material color rubber. If you light it, it melt and just drip like anything, like plastic. And my big heel boot, white, and she just dab it with black polish. So the boot have a purplish, bluish. I don't even know what color it have. But needless to say, the whole of Benbow follow me go guys in the secondary that morning because I run a Benbow and place in Corner Rest. We did live, or she did live. You understand? And I had to walk to guys in secondary and no get it twisted, people. Everybody when they have nothing to do and every picnic left their school at Mount Knee, but for follow me go guys in that morning just to laugh. A fight, busted. All when me go home, all 2 days after, me still tired from the fight them. Because me give anybody will laugh a licking on them backside as long as them look small enough when me could have licked them and them to lick me back. You understand? So, needless to say, this whole school life, the secondary education was traumatized. So, hence, it ended up in a way where I never really get a full formal secondary education. To this day, I don't have a high school diploma or anything like that. You understand? Because of this woman. My great aunt is me facing a wicked evil woman. You understand? I'm not talk with water in my mouth. I'm a relative. She did and gone, but she was a wicked evil woman. The woman hired me out to every farmer in a Benbow. Me go harvest chicken. Me go cut potato farrow. Me do all of these things. You understand? So, you know, it was atrocious. And I had was to trick her to get out of there. So, people, just bear with me. I'm forward for the next episode because we're there. The story continues in the life of King.
I coulda never forget where me come from. No matter what me do, me a born Jamaican. I coulda America or I coulda England. Man, yeah, man. So I coulda never forget where me come from. No matter where me do, me a born Jamaican. I coulda Canada or I coulda Thailand. Man, yeah. Original yard man. Advanced like internet broadband. All over the world, the girls them want one. Them see the hard man and act, so we so strong. We mix up the roads, now one of we got tan. Well militant man a Spanish Tonian. We no run back a Paul and Malistonian.